Birds of a feather. The vast majority of human beings live very mechanical lives, are stuck in one or more of the first four circles of mortal soul growth: conceptual intuition, conceptual understanding, conceptual courage, and conceptual knowledge, and are sleeping. Growing into a concept of the world being bigger than oneself, even the concept that the points of consciousnesses that you interact with are real persons, and even the idea that humanity is waking up does not equal true spiritual awakening. Typically, where individuals become stuck in their thinking is the conceptual knowledge aspect of human belief systems. It is a great challenge to break through this level of conceptual knowledge into the third psychic circle of soul growth, wherein we are spiritually aware of the reality of all other consciousnesses we meet and with whom we interact, laying down the old self, intellectuality, and belief systems to discover how our fellow beings think, asking questions, and associating with them in unselfish and selfless acts of loving service. And herein I am speaking of this as the new person, reborn, the new way of seeing life, hearing life, loving life, and living life, moment by moment, and day by day, not a one-time event in the experience of the individual where the fear tendency dominates accepting only those with the same interests as me, and it's easier to be friends when we have things in common. Very few ever dare to break through beyond this third circle, the level of spiritual counsel, into the second level of true spiritual insight into universe realities, and the first circle of spiritual wisdom, the attainment of a relatively and almost perfectly balanced personality expression outwardly in the world. The place of moment by moment and day by day peace, love, happiness, joy, integrity, honesty, loyalty, nobility, and duty, cosmic citizenship, living as though in the presence of God. The vast majority of humankind never attained to a concept of the reality of the universe Father God as the original first person, who is above all other tribal and national gods, which gods still dominate the thinking and belief systems of the variously warring tribes and warring nation-states across the planet. I am not only speaking of devastating physical wars, we are currently engaged in psychological warring, ideological warring on a planetary scale. So while it may be true in the most general sense that birds of a feather flock together, in reality, human individuals mostly only congregate together at the level of the herd instinct, which is at the level of the five senses, not at the level of spiritual understanding, which rises above, transcends all selfish desire to protect and defend one's belief system. Be perceived as attacking the belief system of another online, and the typical human response is to defend one's belief system to the bitter end. The argumentative defense of any proposition is inversely proportional to the truth contained. This is what characterizes a true breakthrough into the third psychic circle of mortal soul growth and beyond. Spiritual living mightily increases true self-respect, but self-respect is not self-admiration. Self-respect is always coordinate with the love and service of one's fellows. It is not possible to respect yourself more than you love your neighbor. The one is the measure of the capacity for the other. The very next time you reject the open hand of friendship when it is freely offered to you, ask yourself, what does this say about me? I am convinced that human beings worship everything under the sun except for the actual person of the first source and center of the universe of universes.